Oh, okay, it's already here. I'll start the same as the previous guys. So one big applause to our organizers and also our investors. So we were members of the first batch. I think now it's the second one, Luca, yeah? Yeah, so we were members of the first batch, and yeah, so thank you guys for made it happen, and also for the conference. Okay, so what we are building is basically this. So I guess we all can agree that those two things have value. So one is an apartment, second one is a car, it's an asset. I don't think it's a question. And what those guys did, Airbnb and Uber, they basically made those assets available in such a way that they don't own it, but they just provide a system where, you know, we can use them, you know, as a service of mobility or service of hospitality, so sleeping somewhere, instead of, you know, old business models where, you know, those guys were owning rooms or taxi companies owning cars. So what they provide you basically, if you look at it on the supply side, basically those who own assets, so people, the regular people or owners of the apartment, they earn money, they have some safety and security over it. And on your side, basically, you need to trust Airbnb and Uber that the car is going to be okay, you're going to arrive at the spot and so on. So if we go more into the intangible side, I think we all also agree that stocks, which are now not tangible anymore because they only exist on NASDAQ and so on, and the same thing about that, it has it has a lot of value. Otherwise, I don't think Facebook and Google would be able to make revenues that they are making. Why I'm saying this is because what we are building is the same what was built by Airbnb and Uber. We are only using a different asset. Our asset, and we don't own it, is data. Basically, you own your data, and we just provide a system where you can rent away this data. The same way as you can rent away your apartment or Airbnb, and basically you keep ownership and control over your apartment. It's the same with us. You keep ownership and control over your data. We never own your data. And then we just enable you and the data scientist, on the other hand, to rent this data away, because the biggest value is not in data, the biggest value is in information. So basically, to give you a good, I'll skip a little bit, to give you an example how you can basically earn money on renting away your data and still keeping privacy and ownership is, we all have in our cell phones GPS these days and accelerometer. So when you're driving, check roads. Basically, if we have enough cell phones, we can draw a map of check roads, how many holes there are in all those roads. Draw a picture for, I don't know, Czech highway company. You will get money because you provided those sensors, but they cannot reverse engineer from JPEG picture back to your GPS signal and back to your accelerometer. So basically, that's the win-win. What you do is you get the money for providing a rent to your data, and they get the valuable information. They don't care about the accelerometers and GPS readings, and they need to know where the holes are, so they can decide when to start repairing and you know, the damage and so on. So that's the perfect, I think, example where, you know, the biggest value is in information, not in the data. You earn the money, you keep the ownership and you know, the control and everything about your data, and they get something valuable. The same way as Airbnb, that's why we are and Uber, that's why I'm always coming back to those examples. So basically what we need to build for that is, we build for you is a data vault, where basically it's your data vault where you store all of your data. And on the other hand, the data scientists, they have a search library, and they can basically send you an offer on your phone and say, look, we would like to analyze check roads. Would you like to, you know, rent away, you know, the sensors for, I don't know, 1 week, and we pay you €1. And you get this notification, you can say yes and no. And of course, there are smart contracts. If you say yes, you give away the data, they give you, you know, the token, and at the end of the day, they receive this picture after, you know, it's basically built using the tools, and that's basically it. That's the whole, you know, of course, as I said before, you need, you know, enough sensors to become the thing becomes statistically significant, and you get this map out of it at the end. So basically, you already have companies which are basically giving you some rewards to provide the data. But the problem with those companies is you're selling away your data. Once you sell away your data, you don't know where it ends. You have no control over it, and you received your reward only once. In our case, if you rent away your data from, I don't know, 10, 20 sensors that you own, and you're going to own many, many more in years to come, like from Apple Watch, from smart fridge, from smart car, from smart temperature sensor in your home, whatever smart devices are coming, all those, you will collect all those data in your data vault, and as said, don't sell it, rent it away. With those guys, for example, you're selling it away, you get some reward, but it's lost. You don't know what is happening with that data. They can abuse it, use it, whatever they want to do with it. Yeah, that's our slogan. Basically, this is how it looks like at the moment. You can already download the app. We're doing some white labeling at the moment. You can either use the web, basically web profile where you can check whatever you have and you can do some analysis. Yeah, coming to market trends, I do believe we go into the right direction. The value change, from oil being the main one, everyone is talking about the data is new oil. We think it's even better because the oil burns, data stays, and you can reuse it as many times. GDPR is saying the data is becoming yours. You should take it, back. That's also on our side. And I think it's also what's on our side is business model changes. This is from Boston Consulting Group, and they're saying that the data economy is approximately 8% of GDP in EU, the value. So if you calculate this, if you make some simple calculations, number of basically European citizens and GDP and blah, 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 your data is worth about 2,000 euros per year. So that's around 200 euros per month, or 170, 180 if we, if we want to be accurate. So that's how much you're giving away every month to someone for free at the moment. Yeah, as said, GDPR, and also the business model, as mentioned in the beginning. Hilton was owning the rooms, then Airbnb came and became the bigger room operator. Same with Uber and taxi companies. And same with Facebook. On the other hand, you had those big content agencies. And now the Facebook is one of the biggest content provider with zero journalists, basically. So yeah, what's going to happen with the big data aggregators? I hope people will take it back, same as they did with the apartments and rooms and taxis. And they will start renting away the data, which they own. We are currently running some pilot project with the biggest Slovenian national health insurance company. And what the business case is, you get Apple Watch for free. If you do enough steps per day, it's for free. If you're not okay, basically you don't live healthy, you need to start paying for your Apple Watch. This is how you get your first IoT device, which is collecting data for you for free. And they get lower medical bills because you move more, you're healthier, statistically. Of course, it's not always the same, but it's big numbers. Yeah, those are their numbers. And yeah, that was quick. I think I was okay time-wise, yeah? All right.
Thank you very much.